ZAPTEST is designed to support automation of any testing process, agile, waterfall, or any other software application development testing. There are 4 main approaches to automate with ZAPTEST: using an application under test, using application UI mockups, using a recorded video scenario, or using an application's API layer. Our first approach is against the live application under test. In this example, we will use the industry common approach of developing test automation using a live application. To do this, we are going to use the scan GUI functionality within ZAPTEST. Then we'll select the interface of the opened application under test. As you can see, ZAPTEST scanned the UI and created a view with the scanned objects. At this point, we can select the desired objects that we need for automation and delete the rest. Once we have all the desired objects, we are going to create a script to perform the end user steps. Our AI-powered Copilot uses generative AI to assist you in script development. We can provide a straightforward description of our actions to Copilot, and it will generate well-formatted steps ready to be inserted into the script. Additionally, Copilot can be utilized for various programming tasks, script updates, and to generate test data. It can interpret instructions written in multiple languages. ZAPTEST offers a scriptless test development approach for beginners, as well as scripted approach for advanced users who may choose VBS script or JavaScript for writing their code. Once the script is ready, we will execute it and review the results. Along with computer vision technology, ZAPTEST also supports WebDriver and maintains a shareable collection of web elements. We use the WebDriver Explorer to create a repository of these web elements, defining them using various find criteria. The WebDriver Explorer provides a straightforward method to initialize a web session. Then we can employ the inspector to automatically locate and add new web elements, or to verify the presence of a web element on a web page. Defining steps for web elements is now more accessible with ZAPTEST's support for WebDriver methods, along with its unique functionalities. In our scripts, we seamlessly combine WebDriver steps with standard UI steps, facilitating the support of complex automation frameworks. In our second example, we will create a test script using application mockups. This approach is useful to advance test automation readiness and is generally used to support testing for agile development. To create a script using mockups, we will follow a process similar to the previous example, but instead of scanning a live application, we will be scanning a mockup. As a result of each scan, we are getting a new view in the GUI map with all objects present. At this point, we will be following the exact same steps as in the live application example, and we'll create a script using the desired objects that we collected from our mockups. Once the script is ready, we will add one more step, to invoke the application under test. Then we will execute the script and review the results. Our third approach is to automate testing with ZAPTEST using a recorded video scenario. This approach is useful to support the waterfall development process or any process that requires collaboration and knowledge transfer between application subject matter experts and test automation specialists. To create the script, we will follow the steps as a subject matter expert and record the video scenario by using the screen recorder. To do this, we will navigate to the Rec Studio on ZAPTEST and click on the record screen button. As you can see, ZAPTEST invokes the recorder toolbar to control the recording process. To record the scenario, we simply need to manually perform the end user steps following the test case and stop the recording. Once the recording is finished, ZAPTEST creates a full recorded video and auto-generates application views. At this point, we will begin acting as a test automation specialist and will develop the script using the recorded video. Using any video frame, we can create additional views if needed. Once we have all the views, we will click the Generate Views button in the upper left corner of the scenario pane. As you can see, ZAPTEST generates a list of test objects and displays them in GUI map. Now we can create and execute a test script using a process similar to the previous examples. As in our first two examples, you can see the results after the script has been executed. Our last approach is to use the ZAPTEST.AI functionality to test SOAP or REST services. Web service testing steps can be combined with regular UI testing. In ZAPTEST, we will use API Explorer to define a server object. All available API methods are loaded from the WSDL file. We will select the method from the list and use the API Studio to customize the request attributes and define validation points. In this example, we will use a combination of API and UI steps to get our company name value and use it for a Google search. We will run the test and review the results. In addition, we can use the ZAPTEST doc functionality to auto-generate test documentation coverage of any given test script in any of the testing approaches that we've seen here. To generate the documentation, we need to click the Generate button located in the doc module. The doc module provides controls to edit the generated documentation, to save it to a file under various file formats, or to export it to any of the supported test management systems. Any test script developed using any testing approach can be used in ZAPTEST for parallel execution. To do this, we will navigate to the mRun tab, connect to all the devices that need to be part of the testing effort, and click on the Run button. ZAPTEST uses the multi-runs mode to execute the same test on all connected devices in parallel. After the parallel test run is complete, we will open the test report and review the execution results for each device. ZAPTEST also offers RPA, Robotic Process Automation, a solution that automates business processes within the company, transforming routine tasks into efficient workflows. Typically, test automation and RPA processes operate in separate silos. However, with ZAPTEST, Any build created for testing can be repurposed for RPA. In this example, we demonstrate automating the submission of invoices on our web portal using their original PDF versions as input. We utilize a modular design approach. For the middle part, we employ the script we developed for website login in our previous example. The script run results include detailed step descriptions and critical validation points to ensure the integrity of a complex RPA process. ZAPTEST is proud to present load testing technology. The load component extends ZAP-Test functionality to enable performance testing of a server infrastructure. Now, ZAP-Test users can utilize the same API-based scripts for both functional and performance testing. A test script can be created either manually or via a recording process. Manual test script creation uses traditional API development utilities, API Explorer, and API Studio. This approach primarily applies to testing SOAP and REST web services, when users can obtain all required details from a web service provider. Alternatively, test scripts can be generated automatically by capturing and processing clients' communication. ZAPTEST provides the API proxy recording tool to record live traffic during users' interaction with the browser or any other client application that uses HTTP protocol. Users can configure filters to log only desired requests and define transactions to group logical steps during a recording session. Once the recording is complete, the recorded request can be analyzed and filtered in the editor tool. Users can select which requests will be added as test steps or defined as API objects. Auto-generated test scripts can be further enhanced with input data parameterization, dynamic values correlation, and rich logic. ZAPTEST handles web session authentication automatically. Any additional correlation can be done with the help of the Correlation Manager tool. Using this tool, users can define correlation rules that will be automatically applied during script generation. Once the test scripts are ready, they can be used in a load testing scenario. The load is generated by running multiple concurrent virtual users. The load can be scaled up by using distributed load generating capacity. Users can define various load parameters, configure the behavior of a user group, enable SLA settings for pass-fail criteria, control parameterized test data distribution. They can include multiple test scripts and remote generators for complex frameworks and monitor performance statistics live. Comprehensive test results include data and graphs that help to reveal weak points in the system under test. As you can see, ZAPTEST can support any test automation development process that uses Agile, Waterfall, or any other software application development testing by automating against live application, mock-ups, video scenarios, or API components. Please navigate to ZAPTEST.com and start your test automation today.